Hi everyone, I'm Kevin Elston. Here's a look at what's going on this week in the news. We begin with news from the Vatican. The Vatican has announced that Pope Francis's reflection on the family and family life will be released April 8th. The document, The Joy of Love on Love in the Family, will be released at a Vatican news conference with Cardinal Lorenzo Baldisseri, General Secretary of the Synod of Bishops, Austrian Cardinal Christoph Schönborn of Vienna, and Giuseppina and Francesco Miano, a married couple who participated in both the 2014 and 2015 Synods of Bishops on the family. Pope Francis spoke about the document when flying home from Mexico in late February. He said it will summarize all that the Synod said, including about broken families, the importance of serious marriage preparation programs, raising and educating children, and integrating divorced and civilly remarried Catholics into active parish life, even if they cannot receive communion. More news now from the Vatican. In his general audience following Easter Sunday, Pope Francis reflected on Psalm 51, which is King David's hymn of repentance. Rome Reports has more from St. Peter's Square.
Pope Francis concluded his catechesis on mercy in the Old Testament during a busy general audience. Despite the heavy security, the influx of pilgrims was great, and the atmosphere during the general audience kept a particularly festive tone. Pope Francis reflected on one of the most famous psalms, the Miserere, a psalm dedicated to repentance. Forgiveness, said the Pope, is the real need of man, and the only one who can forgive their sin, however great it is God.
Qualunque cosa possiamo riproverarci, Lui è ancora e sempre più grande di tutto, perché Dio è più grande del nostro peccato.
The Pope said that God's forgiveness is real. It is a forgiveness that completely eliminates the traces of sin, because reconciliation is plentiful. God is not spiteful.
Non nasconde il peccato, ma lo distrugge, lo cancella. Ma lo cancella proprio dalla radice, no come fanno in tintoria quando portiamo un abito e cancellano la macchia. No, Dio cancella il nostro peccato proprio dalla radice, tutto.
In news now from around the world, Archbishop Sebastian Shah of Lahore, Pakistan, visited recently with hospitalized victims of the Easter bomb attack on a popular park in the city. Speaking to the Pontifical Foundation Aid to the Church in Need, he said it was a difficult experience seeing the severely injured children, some as young as 4 years old. The children were among 340 people injured by a suicide bomber. At least 72 people died, including 29 children. A splinter group of the Taliban claimed responsibility for the attack, saying they specifically targeted Christian families celebrating Easter. Archbishop Shah said that he visited every bedside without regard to faith, listening to accounts of the attack from the victims and their families. The Archbishop said security had been tightened around churches in Lahore, which had been the targets of terrorist attacks on Easter in 2015, but he said the police did not consider that the park might be a potential target. Wilson Chaudhry, chairman of the British Pakistani Christian Association, said in a statement that the attack offered more evidence of a campaign of genocide against Christians in Pakistan. Back to the Vatican. The Vatican has announced that they are investigating the former president and treasurer of its pediatric hospital. The case involves the financing of remodeling work on the Vatican apartment where Cardinal Tarcisio Bertone lives. Rome Reports has the details.
Prosecutors from the Vatican are investigating the former president and former financial director of the Bambino Gesù Hospital for using 422,000 euros from the hospital's foundation to restore Cardinal Tarcisio Bertone's attic. The former officials of the Bambino Gesù Hospital in Rome are Giuseppe Profitti and Massimo Spina, who could be in hot water if they are charged with committing the crime of misappropriation by using hospital funds illicitly. The ex-president Profitti says that the payment was made as an investment because the private apartment of the cardinal was used to host high-level meetings to seek donations. He said it was part of a strategic plan of the Bambino Gesù Foundation because the presence of Cardinal Bertone rose to 70% from collecting donations. Cardinal Tarcisio Bartone said he did not know that the foundation was covering these expenses and is not on the list of those being investigated. He says he has paid nearly 280,000 euros from his own pocket. In December of last year, Cardinal Bartone acknowledged that the hospital was damaged by the operation and pledged to donate 150,000 euros, of which he is paying in installments.
And finally in the news, pro-life advocates are speaking out about new rules released by the FDA that, in effect, expand on how pregnant women can use the abortion-inducing drug RU486. The new FDA guidelines for the drug extends the period when a woman can take the drug to 70 days of pregnancy from 49 days. It lowers the dosage to 200 milligrams from 600 milligrams, and it reduces the number of doctor's visits to 2 from 3. The FDA said it changed the guidelines governing the drug based on data and information submitted by the drug manufacturer. The drug, known by its brand name Mifeprex, is used with another drug called misoprostol to induce a chemical abortion. Deidre McQuaid, spokeswoman for the USCCB's Secretariat for Pro-Life Activities, said clearly the loosening of the FDA guidelines puts more women, girls, and unborn children at risk. Well, that's all the information we have for you this time. I'm Kevin Nelson. Don't forget, you can keep up to date on Catholic news throughout the week with Catholic Newsbreak right here on the Catholic TV Network.